Tonight, we're talking about a 19-year-old young man. His name was Dominic, and he was just walking home, blocks from his house, and killed and shot. And could you imagine? You're just walking home. You're not doing anything. You're not getting into confrontations. You know, you're walking home, just a couple blocks from your house, from your parents, and in a place where you will be safe, and your life is taken. And then years go by. You know, this happened in 2018, and it's 2019, 2020, it's now 2021. And we still don't know who was responsible for this murder. There's no answer for his family, and there is no justice for Dominic. Our affiliate, WMAR, has the story for us.
Well, I think of him every day.
Every day.
When I come down these steps every morning, just about, good morning, Dominic. I look right at his picture and say good morning to her.
His pictures still cover many of the walls in his home, and the memories of the 19-year-old still fills the hearts of the two men who raised Dominic Arca-Jones.
I miss Sundays. He and I would go to the movies on Sundays. I miss that.
He made me dress up as a chauffeur and take him to the prom. And I didn't mind it because I was a part of what he wanted.
Jeffrey Williams and Gregory Jones adopted Dominic when he was just 8. He was active in his church and helping his neighbors. He graduated from Parkville High School in the ROTC program in 2017. He had hoped to join the Marines.
Oh, he was a great kid. He was good. I mean, he was the kid in the neighborhood that everybody loved.
Sadly, it was in the Parkville neighborhood that loved him where Dominic was killed October 20th, 2018.
Understand what
Don't
it is.
know why that happened to him. We just don't know.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
It was 7:45 when he was gunned down at Taylor and Beverly Avenues. He had just left the Parkway Crossing shopping center. Dominic was nearly home when he was shot several times and left for dead.
I was actually here, and when I went down to the scene, I saw his tennis shoe, and I was like, what's going on?
He had spoken to some people in the shopping center. We have video surveillance of him leaving the shopping center, and as he does so, we're able to pick him up on other surveillance video from area businesses as he makes his way home. He's about a block away from his house when shots ring out. There is no surveillance video that we're able to see of the actual shooter.
Baltimore County Police Officer Jen Peach says they don't know if he was targeted or mistaken for someone else. They're hoping new surveillance video of a white car with very identifiable rims leaving the scene the night Dominic was shot could help them catch his killers.
We believe that this Lexus is a key piece of information in this homicide investigation. Either this Lexus is involved in the shooting or may have seen something.
While an arrest won't bring their fun-loving bright son back, it could bring his dads what they've been praying for: peace.
Wasn't prepared for this, you know, because I'm prepared for me going first and then him afterwards. But to actually see him leave here at the age of right 19, no. We're not supposed to be burying kids at this age.
It would mean the world to me because, I mean, we need closure. We have no closure. And right now, I mean, we know he's gone, but it still felt like he should be walking through this door.
All right, folks, if you have any information, you can call the Baltimore County Police Department's Homicide Unit Unsolved Squad at 410-307-2020. 410-307-2020. We'll keep that phone number up during the course of this segment. So I want you to think about this, though. And I know someone knows something. I absolutely know that for a fact. Somebody knows something. You may recognize that car. You may have heard something. People in the neighborhood talking, right? So if you're watching right now, I want you to sit down and listen to what is going to happen over the next several minutes as I speak with Dominic's parents, so you understand how important it is, if you have information, to come forward. Joining me now from Parkville, Maryland, Dominic Arca-Jones' fathers, Gregory Jones and Jeffrey Williams. Guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight and coming back on the program. We do appreciate it. I know it's never, ever, ever easy, but it's important. I think the more that we speak about it, the better the chances for an outcome here. First of all, have you heard anything new since we last spoke?
No,
No.
nothing.
Nothing new.
No.
Okay. All right.
You can't see grade.
I want to turn this conversation just in a different direction for just a moment, because something struck me in the piece from WMAR. You adopted Dominic when he was 8 years old. I want to hear the story. I want to hear how you made that decision, why you made that decision, because I think it's an important part of why we're all here tonight.
Well, when Dominic was adopted, I don't have any kids. Jeffrey has a daughter, but I never had any kids, and I wanted to have a child, which I knew that we couldn't have children. So I asked him if we could adopt, and he agreed. And so I went on through the process of, we went on through the process of adoption through social service. And I met Dominic through social service. I met Dominic at a gathering social service was having for kids that was ready to be adopted or that could be adopted. And when I met him, we clicked the same day I met him. It was just something about him that drew me to him. And after that, we started the process of adopting him. He had a good social worker, so his social worker sped things up for us and made things happen for us. And that's how we had gotten Dominic. And I loved Dominic from day one. Dominic was, he was just so special.
Energetic kid. And he was well spoken. So he was really a good kid that even when I first met him, we were supposed to go on a cruise. I was ready to cancel my cruise just to be, just to take him home. But the lady told us, no, go on your cruise. And when you come back, he'll be there. So when we came back, she made it possible for him to be here. And from that day on, he was like the life of us around the house. He was just that kid that we enjoyed watching him grow, going to all of his therapy sessions, we were just so involved in everything that had involved Dominic. Because he used to go to the Kennedy Krieger down there where I work at Johns Hopkins. So I would leave my job and go over there and sit in his sessions. And then we would leave and go home, or the cab would take him home. But it wasn't nothing that we did not do with him or spend time with him to make sure that he was okay. We went to Boy Scout things. We took him on trips. It gave him the explorer of life that he never experienced when he was a young kid. So from 8 years old till he passed, he got the life of most kids would have loved to have had. He never wanted for anything. He enjoyed life. That's why I didn't understand why somebody would do something like that to him when he's not that kind of kid. He was one of them kids that you could get along with. He was one of them jokesters that just like to joke a lot, but for somebody to sneak up on him like that to take his life, that I took it as if they didn't care about nobody's life, not even his, because I would rather you fight me than shoot me. Let's be man enough about fighting each other, but don't shoot me. And I didn't understand why they did that to him.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that. Dominic was a good kid. He'd give you a shirt off his back.
Yes. He got to meet his sisters and brothers at a late stage, because when he got adopted with us, he didn't know he had other sisters. He knew he had sisters and brothers, but he didn't know where they was at. So he got to meet his sisters. He is 8 of them, and he got to spend time with his mother. Because the one thing we didn't want him to do is not be able to know his real family. Because if anything would happen to him, we wasn't the real family, so he got to spend time with his
Right. I
brothers
have
and
to.
sisters.
You are the real family. They're the
Yeah, we the real
biological
family, but I
family.
still
and-
wanted him to know
Right.
his biological.
Absolutely. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think about the incredible. It's not easy being a parent. I mean, it's an
No.
absolute sacrifice. You got to change your life. But I think about the world that you created for him, and then the light that he brought into your lives.
Yes.
It's important. It's important. Now let's get back to the case. This car with these distinctive rims. What do we know about the connection that this car may have? Because to me, this is one clue. I mean, people that are watching, you know the area. Where exactly is this car driving? Because I'm not from there. Do we know exactly where it is seen at this point and
Well,
what the connection is?
It's turning well, it doesn't show in the film, but it turns from off of our street to the corner of Taylor Avenue, where
And then turn on
it's
Oakley.
where it's seen
And that's where
turning. It's turning off of Taylor Avenue onto Oakley. That's the street behind us.
and going down to Prairie Parkway.
So that's about all we know, because we didn't see anything because I was at work and Jeff was home. So that's all that we know about this car. Or we do know that the car was parked before everything happened, was parked up the street in front of our neighbor's house. And I think when Dominic came out, the car came down the street, is what we were told. So that's all we know.
And
But
has anyone in the neighborhood spoken to you about things that, hey, maybe, a piece of information, something that maybe they heard, and to make some sense of it, because it makes no sense.
it does not. You're so right. It does not. Okay. It was in the late evening, and we live in a quiet block. There's really no kids on our block. When all this happened, most of the people are in the house because it started to get dark, as you can see. It started getting dark. So when it's dark around here, everybody's in the house. Nobody's really outside. But Dominic used to always go up where he got shot at. He would go sit up on that wall. Sometimes and listen to music. He would take my little speaker with him and sit outside and listen to music. Just sit there, I guess just to chill out or whatever. And all we know is he got shot up in that area. And we know he would only go there by himself. Because like I said, there's no kids in the neighborhood. So, but I don't understand how half of this would happen. I really don't. It's just so crazy.
Absolutely.
It had to been something involving the shopping center. I know a lot of the kids around that was in school was jealous of him. I know that some of the kids around here was jealous of him. But I mean, I
would
guess,
hope that wouldn't be enough to just want to kill him
Right,
just
to
because they
kill
were
him.
jealous of him.
Exactly.
I mean, it just makes no sense to us because we trying to figure out what is it that Dominic did to somebody that bad for them to turn around and shoot him
Exactly.
for no reason, because he didn't owe anybody anything.
No.
We made sure that he had money in his pocket. He never asked for a lot, but it's like I just couldn't understand the real purpose of what this person did to him and a legitimate reason of why he did that, because it makes no sense.
It does not.
I don't care how angry you get with a person, but you don't have to resort to killing somebody, because at the end of the day, you might feel like you got away with it right now, but it's going to come back and haunt you.
We posted this on social media asking people again to share it, spread the word, get the images out there, the pictures, and get someone to come forward with that piece of information. But people are also leaving comments, and I want you guys to know that people are thinking about Dominic and thinking about your family. Nicole tonight writing, God bless his family, getting ready to be a Marine. So sad. Tell me about that, getting ready to be a Marine.
Yeah, that was his dream. He wanted to go into the Marine. When he was in high school, he was in the ROTC program, the Marine part of the ROTC program. And that's all he talked about was going into the Marines once he graduated. But of course, he couldn't go as soon as he graduated because he got involved in some type of situation where he was arrested. We think that some of this had to do with him going to jail and those kids that hang over at that shopping center.
Well, we're going to continue to stay on the story, guys, and we appreciate your time tonight. Our thoughts are with you, and hopefully someday we'll be speaking here on the air, talking about, big developments and an answer for you two and some sense of justice for Dominic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish someone would just come forward and just fess up or something. That'll give us a peace of mind.
We know it's not going to change anything, but at least we would be at peace knowing that, somebody is going to pay the price for it. And that's all we ask, And I know people is not going to want to be wanting to give up anybody. That's just not the life up here, But it's sad that we have to live in a world like this because, like I said, he didn't deserve to go out like that. He just didn't.
No, he was too
I just
good.
don't know. I don't understand it. It's just sad that we now have to resort to guns instead of fighting. It's sad. Nobody wants to be a man or just stand up to take up responsibility and fight and be done with it and be friends tomorrow. No, we got to shoot each other to get rid of each other. Why?
Makes no sense.
You got to
Gregory,
live with that.
Gregory, Jeffrey, thank you again, and we'll speak again.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, folks, if you have information, please come forward. You understand? It's about getting an answer and getting some sense of justice.